Hey, it's Ben from ZOAR Fitness, and today we're going to be talking about the dumbbell deadlift. So let me demo a few and then I'll talk about it a little bit. So it's a relatively simple movement. You'll see most of my action comes from my hips. So I'm not squatting with the weight. I'm keeping it a hip hinge. That might change subtly if it is like a really hinging dominant workout. So say it was power cleans in this, maybe I do squat a little bit more to save my low back or something like that. But those are all rare instances. Let's just talk about good solid technique across the board, what I'd like to see ideally. And of course there's variations within that. So the first thing that differs from the dumbbell deadlift that's different from the barbell deadlift is your setup. So what I want people to do is set up these dumbbells so they're about shoulder width. That way your arms can be completely relaxed. Whereas if they're out here, your arms can't be relaxed in this position, right? If we think about what's gravity gonna do, well then start there, all right? So bring them in nice and close, but what that means is that our stance has to be really narrow, right? So if I'm here, I'm gonna be scraping my legs the whole time, probably gonna end up in like this valgus knee position. I don't want that, so I have to stand really narrow. I typically go right like that, maybe 2-3 inches apart. If it's a really heavy, big dumbbell or really big kettlebells, then you probably have to go a little bit narrower because they're gonna be this big. So either way, I'm gonna put the handles at shoulder width, and however narrow I have to go, I gotta go. And then the second thing that's different is that when you actually reach down, you only have to touch one of the heads of the dumbbells. So typically that's the standard there. That's fine. You don't need to go down there. So that extra 2-3 inches is what it is. So what you're gonna do is rather than holding it in the middle of the dumbbell, you're going to hold it in the back of the dumbbell and you're just gonna straighten out that wrist like that. So you're kind of reaching a little bit, and that's making it much easier on you when you're actually going to do those reps. And that makes that way simpler. It reduces the range of motion a little bit. It actually keeps the range of motion a lot more similar to a barbell. The last consideration that we need to think about for a dumbbell deadlift versus a barbell deadlift is the fact that you can get between implements, whereas if it's a bar, it has to stay out in front of your legs the whole time. It can't go like through, right? So here, we can have our arms completely relaxed and just kind of, however we need to hinge or squat or the variations of that, we can do that and keep that within our same kind of center of mass. So we need that line of action to be vertical and keep it right in the middle of our center of mass, where you can't really do that with a barbell deadlift. So those are the main points. Other than that, it's honestly not a super complicated movement, but let me know if you got questions.